when they finally allow us to mod the game, I'm going to go in and I'm going to have, after the war takes place, some little Marxist from fucking Harvard go in and start programming all little iBots and liberator units to change the whole scenario of the game, change all the script as much as possible so that they can justify their support for communist China who destroyed our fucking country.
So this week I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I want to see what actual Fallout 76 players think of the game. So I find a couple of players just randomly on the map. I don't know these guys, and I just ask them questions and let them tell me what they think.
What's the question?
The question is, what do you think of the game so far?
It's not bad. I mean, hard time killing a lot of high level shit right now, but not bad.
Yeah? Have you heard about all the complaints people got?
Oh yeah, no, I've heard like endless amounts of complaints.
Yeah. What do you think of all that?
No story, like no NPC is fucking. It's okay. I don't mind the roam around. It's literally kind of like the same thing, just no NPCs and not a big story emphasis, more like a gameplay, I guess.
Alright.
I don't know. It's okay. I don't mind the game. It's not like complete shit. There's a lot of bugs that they need to really work on, but it's not complete shit, but it's not great.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, right?
Yeah. I don't mind it. Plus, I mean, fuck it, I paid money for it, so I figured I might as well at least play it.
Yeah, I mean, how many hours do you think you got in it right now?
Probably not that many, maybe like 25, 30 hours.
25, 30 hours, and out of it, what did you pay? Did you pay the $39 or did you pay the $60?
I got fucked and paid the $60.
Yeah, me too. So, for $60, how many hours do you think you should get out of a game to make it worth it?
I mean, in comparison to like the rest of the Fallout games, like at least more than 60 to 80 hours, if not 100 at least, especially on a map this big with everything to do.
Yeah, I mean, that seems fair, you know. You're about 25 hours in or so, and you're only level 26, so I mean, there's still more for you to do, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, considering it's their, first multiplayer Fallout, I mean...
Yeah, that's what my kind of view is. I'm like, it's not a terrible online Fallout. Like, you can still pair up. There's plenty of high-level stuff that you can, like, actually team up to go fight.
What do you think about the way they handle the PvP combat? What do you think of that?
Honestly, haven't really been in any PvP combat, so I don't know.
You know, like, if I shot you in the face right now, it wouldn't really do shit. Unless you shot me back, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's nice because then you can't just get murdered as you're walking along. Like, both people have to at least commit.
Viewing players who actually play Fallout 76 to see what you thought of the game and some of the things people are bitching about. Are you cool with that?
Okay. Yeah, sure, man. My view of it is like, you put Bethesda's existing kind of glitchiness and kind of lacking quality assurance together with the challenges of a multiplayer game, and you've got kind of this like multiplication effect where it's like, if you've got 80% functional game with a normal Bethesda game and 80% of like a functional game with like a multiplayer launch, you kind of put those together, you get something in like the 64 range, and I think that's I feel like that's kind of a good representation of 76. There's a good game under here somewhere. It's just like there's a lot of bugs. There's a lot of mismanagement, and there's not the best communication. The game itself is like a good kind of fundamental loop. It's that classic, Rooty Tooty shoot and looty. Go around, find more stuff, loot stuff, scrap stuff, you craft it. It's pretty straightforward. I guess the big challenges are like you've got a lot of kind of game-breaking bugs, where people crash or like will lose an enormous amount of progress. People getting stuff wiped. I've got like the damage bug for me is probably the biggest, wake-up call that like this isn't something you can kind of really close your eyes to. The core gameplay, when it works, it's a decent game. It's a good like 75 to 80% without the bugs, but there's just right when you feel like everything's kind of you've got a good momentum going and everything's going fun, you'll run into something that kind of like takes it away from you. It's definitely not as bad as people are making it out to be, and there's a lot of disinfo about the game. I think the game needs a lot of work, but underneath, like it is still enjoyable. There's enjoyment to be had.
Well, they say they're trying to be more, what was the word they used? Transparent, I guess, about what they're doing and where they're wanting to go with the game.
Yeah.
Do you feel like they're showing that they're trying to be more transparent, or do you think it's just the same old song and dance?
My perspective, like I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say like there's probably efforts to be more clear about what's going on. I don't know if they necessarily have the resources to really like communicate what they want to do, or if I don't know what kind of Bethesda's organizational structure is like. I got to imagine that like something's got to be going on, like between the PR response regarding the whole bag thing that was clearly like some employee who was really not doing their job too well. It's hard because everything that happens is going to get viewed negatively. It's good that they're kind of giving perspective on like here are things that we want to try and fix, issues that we want to address, future patch notes. That's kind of cool. But I was hoping that there'd be more like at least recognition of known issues. A lot of like early access and like beta games will, ones that do communication really well, will be open about like there's this exploit and we're dealing with that. A big part of communication when you're addressing issues, especially with a game that has an active community, is not just being transparent with everything that's happening and everything that's going on, so that people can see that there's work being done and they can be like, okay, I'm seeing right away that stuff's going on, and I don't have to just suspend disbelief that people are hard at work.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate your time, dude. You seem like a pretty chill guy. So, you don't mind if I use this on YouTube, right?
Yeah, go for it, man.
All right, cool.
Just give credit where credit's due. Give me a shout out.
Yeah. How do you say your name, man? Sigmi or?
Sigmi.
Sigmi. I got you.
I'm on Twitter as @HatAppreciator. I don't use Twitter. I don't really use any social media, but follow me. I don't have any shit, but I gotta shill my stuff. That's modern media, man.
All right, that clip's going in the fucking video. You're gonna be famous to my 21 subscribers.
That'd cool.
Well, are you asking me for my opinion?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. As I've stated, I'm fully entrenched in this franchise, this Fallout franchise, and it feels like Fallout 4, or it feels like Fallout 4 Plus. It feels like it's the same engine, the same everything. It just looks bigger, and it feels incomplete. Like it felt like they had a budget of say 100 million, and they're just dumping money into it, and then they're like, okay, what else do we need to do? I think we're good enough to go. We're supposed to be rebuilding America, but how the fuck are we gonna do that with campsites? Meanwhile, we're walking by everything that's destroyed. Third, this is a social justice warrior wet dream. I am a patriot. I spent 13 years in active duty. I love capitalism, I love Christianity, I love freedom, the U.S. Constitution. That's why I wear this damn power armor with the American flag all over it. We have people nowadays who are voting and advocating for things that they had no concept of what they did in the Soviet Union. The reason why the Jews came here, by the way, I'm pro-Jewish. I love the Jewish people. And
All right.
that's not my nomenclature. I'm not just saying that because I'm about to smear them. I'm not in any way, shape, or form. I would be on the battle lines of Israel the moment they come under attack. However, having said that, the Soviet Union was lobotomizing those who believed in Yahweh, those that were lobotomizing Christians. Everybody who would not refute their religion in order to believe in the utopia of the Soviet Union was getting their brains opened up, their skulls opened. And literally, this was happening in the 60s and 70s, and that's why we brought them in. And what do we see that? We see that here in this game. We see it everywhere. Everybody's fucking corrupt. The politicians, the businessmen, and the only people who care are the poor. But that's what you have in the development team. You have kids from the colleges making this shit and then brainwashing other children who are playing Fallout 76. Here's another gripe. The canon.
All right.
The super mutants are supposed to be created by a guy called the Master. He's supposed to show up like 100, 150 years from now. And he's supposed to make this giant army of super mutants who are supposed so badass. But here, in this game, they're just there, and they're kind of, stupid, and they're barely dangerous, and it's just like no big deal, just another mob. People have complained so much that they nerfed the whole entire reason to PvP. I accidentally, I didn't know this would happen, but I broke and I stole two or three purified waters from this guy's base. Suddenly, I'm marked down as a murderer. Now I'm wanted, and everybody can kill me because I stole some purified water. And I can't fight back because they nerfed my offensive and defensive capabilities. It's retarded.
All right. Well, that was the opinions of a few random people on the servers. So some of their opinions might have been out there a little bit, but that's their opinions. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week.